Hey everybody, it's Cynthia Porter with Visit Winona. Todd Hansen is running the camera. And do you notice how far away I am from you right now? That's because we have listened to you and all of these sound issues that we've had, so we got new microphones. Sorry, I'm touching it right now. It's probably screwing up everything, but so it's going to give us, I think, just a way better quality of sound all the time. And anyway, thanks for letting us know that hearing us was hard, because it's going to get better. Except there's a helicopter flying over and there's nothing we can do about that. So look around, right? Isn't this beautiful? This is probably one of the most beautiful prairie plantings you can walk through anywhere around Winona, certainly within 5 miles or 10 miles of Winona. These are coneflowers just getting ready to do their thing. There's a bunch of crown vetch, and I think that this is a tall grass, they call it it might be blue stem tall grass. Anyway, where we are the perennial gardens. Here, I'm doing it backwards again. We're in the perennial gardens of the Minnesota Marine Art Museum. And if you have not ever come here and just walked these paths, oh my gosh, you guys, really, it's so beautiful. Like right now, all right, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was nerding out on their milkweed. There's a whole bunch of milkweed here. And what that means is that there is going to be a whole bunch of monarch butterflies here also. This is the only plant that they will lay their eggs on. And I actually have about a dozen babies growing in my kitchen right now because I have milkweed at my house. And also, oh my gosh, it smells incredible. But also, the monarch larva caterpillars, they don't survive very often because birds see them and eat them, even though they don't taste good. But when they're really small, a bird just doesn't know, and so even though they taste really bad going down, they're going down. And so anyway, creating a habitat in your house where you find some eggs and just like raise them up until they're monarchs and let them go. Like, we are going to save the species if we can do that, right? So anyway, sorry, that's my public service announcement on monarch butterflies. But this is milkweed. It smells amazing. It just smells like the deepest, richest flower. But also, it's the only plant that a monarch butterfly will lay its eggs on. Anyway, all right, let's go. So let's have a look. I'll tell you, these coneflowers they're getting a start, but it's going to be probably about 2 more weeks or so before this whole thing just goes bananas. So these are, they look pretty skimpy right now, and they're just getting started. I mean, even at my house, I grow these also, and they're just barely getting started. But they're coming. Oh, and look at this. I can see over there also there's this whole stands of, they call this speedwell. Sorry, I'm nerding out right now about the prairie gardens, but let me just tell you something that I should mention. That's not why we're here at all. We're here, so I'm drinking a glass of wine because we are here to inaugurate the 2022 Mississippi Sipping that happens every Tuesday on the beautiful mezzanine patio that's outside of the Minnesota Marine Art Museum. So anyway, there's wine from local vendors. There's food from local suppliers. The museum's open. You can have a free look. This event is completely free. And there's just people come and they sit. Oh, look at this Russian sage. I'm serious, you guys. It's so pretty. This is so pretty that you can't believe. Show them right there. Like 80 feet to my right is a giant concrete parking lot, right? But if you could just wander through here for a bit, it's very, 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 very peaceful. And it just started to bloom. This just started to bloom maybe within the last 10 days or 2 weeks. And by the time we get to about the 3rd week of July, it's going to be completely magnificent. I mean, completely magnificent. So anyway, let's go check out Mississippi Sipping, because this is a fun event. If you have never been to it before, let me just tell you what it's about. So the Minnesota Marine Art Museum created this beautiful patio. It's like a mezzanine And they have tables and chairs out there. And for the first, I don't know, 10 years probably of the existence of this, okay, wait, can I just have you just show them how pretty this is? Ah, it's so pretty. So for the first like 10 years of this existence here, they didn't do anything with it. I mean, it just was, you could come out here, the chairs were there, tables, and there was a couple benches and things, but there was nothing really structured that ever happened out there. I think it just, they created the space, but hadn't really moved into it, so to speak. And so now the museum has made this very concerted effort. And also, okay, Todd, one more, I'll stop talking about the prairie, but one more look that way. Okay. All right, I'll stop with the prairie. But honestly, you guys, like, I don't know how well we can convey it through a Facebook Live, but this is so beautiful. And especially, you know, over the coming weeks when these flowers all bloom out and the monarchs come. Beautiful. So, anyway, they hadn't really moved into the space and began using it for things very regularly. They had some Mississippi sipping events where they just had they had a restaurant in town bring some food and bring some, beer and wine. And they had a fairly good attendance for that, but it was still pretty loosely structured. Well, now we've got a museum director here. His name is Scott, and he's got big ideas. Like, he's a great guy. He when you sit in a room and talk to him, you feel the room just float up off of the ground, right? Because he is so filled with wonderful ideas for this museum and for this event right here. So he started doing some planning for this event where he brought Visit Winona into the room. He brought some local vendors into the room, and they sat down together and said, how can we make this special? Like, special, not just a restaurant set up a little beer and wine bar and brought some hamburgers and brats, but how can we make it special? And so what they did was just reimagine the entire thing. So they have only local vendors now who are like the actual makers of the food. Heirloom Bistro has a contract with them to provide small plates through the summer, just little things. They're inexpensive. You can come out and you can sit, and they have a partnership with a farm that I'm going to let them tell you about, where the farm picks a produce and then tells Heirloom Bistro, this is the produce this week. And then Heirloom Bistro goes, all right, we're going to come up with a small plate for that. And also, if you have not been down on this patio, take a look at this, right? It's called Mississippi Sipping because that's a Mississippi and we're sipping. Yeah. So all right, he's making salads, but let's just get a look at the operation here, okay? And also, Todd, show him the museum real quick. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. See that weather vane over there? I was here like, I don't know, 15 years ago or something when they installed that. They had to have a giant crane come in. It's so special. It's really, really special. Okay, so here's the little spot where you get some food, you get something to drink. Dave Casey, their marketing guy. Dave, tell him. Okay, so I'm sweating, just looking a little rough, but. So tell me about the bowls because they're so beautiful.
These are handcrafted artisan bowls, made by artisan Daphne, who's here. Walk around, think over there if you want to go say hi.
Yeah.
For that. We're serving a small plate from Heirloom Bistro here in Winona. It's a broccoli salad with goat cheese, bacon, and craisins. It's like a whipped goat cheese dressing. It's really good. And that's with broccoli all the vegetables are from Featherstone Farms.
Featherstone Farms.
Yep.
And so every week they're going to pick a produce. Yep. I was trying to explain this as I was coming down the path. Every week they pick a produce and they say to Heirloom Bistro, figure it out.
Do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So a different dish every week through beginning of September every Tuesday.
Yeah. And so what happens if it's raining?
So we're still gonna have, rain or shine. We'll just have it indoors, and we'll just have a party in the atrium, and then we'll
Nice.
have tables and.
And so is the museum open right now?
Yeah, so beginning today, museum will be open every Tuesday till 7 o'clock. So folks can come down for Sippin, and then go check out the museum, or if they can't get here, between 10 and 5 in the regular hours, we will have those later hours for folks to come in the evening. And,
Even if they don't want to sit and
even
sit?
if they're not coming for Sippin, we'll do that through the winter and everything. We'll have the evening hours.
Really? Oh, that's new. That's neat.
Yep, that's news starting today.
Yeah, thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
I'd cheers you if you had wine in your hand, but...
I've been too busy serving it.
So, I'll just give you a look back behind me up this patio. These people, a lot of the people who came out for the opening event, they're regulars. These are people who love this event for years and years. They come out, they support it no matter what. But I saw a whole lot of those salads going off of the serving counter back here. I think that people are also loving the really giant step up with the food as well. I think that they're going to probably offer more things than just one small plate, maybe some small nibbles, things like that. Really easy to bring, easy to serve, because I mean, we're outside, But every Tuesday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., Minnesota Marine Art Museum, this is what's going on. And this is one of the things that I love the most about Winona in the summer, because on a Tuesday, honestly, the Great River Shakespeare Festival is dark on Tuesdays. Beethoven does have a show later. That's why I'm wearing a dress, actually. I'm going to the Beethoven Festival after this is over. What a great kind of happy hour before Beethoven, and it goes through the entire summer, and it's just such a relaxing place to come and sit down. And I mean, let's walk over this way just for a second. We'll back up to this. Look at this river, you guys. So I haven't seen them. Maybe they're just still trying to get their babies out of the nest, which I know how that feels. Because I mean, I had to get a few babies out of my nest, but usually I'm out here and I see eagles flying around. There are, last I heard, there's something like 50 nesting pairs of eagles within arm's reach of Winona, and so it's almost guaranteed. I can't guarantee it. Don't send me letters if you come in here you don't see an eagle. It's almost guaranteed because there's so many of them. And this is a great stretch, and also you can see the barges. Those barges are all just queuing up because up the river, just a minute from here, are some grain docks where they will come up and get loaded with grain and then head south down to New Orleans. I mean, the Mississippi River, how cool is this? We actually have had people come here from China and Japan who are on these kind of epic bucket list trips to see every major waterway in the world, and this river is on it. And I will cage fight anybody who disagrees with the fact that this is the most beautiful spot on the river. It really is. Up north it gets really small, down south it gets really big. Right here it's got all these beautiful little islands in it, and they're all public because John Latch 100 years ago bought it all and he gave it to the public domain. And so you can go paddle out there, you can rent canoes. Oh my gosh, we have a new canoe outfitter. It's called Base Camp. They're working in partnership with Sanborn Canoes and Merrimack Canoes, and they have all the provisions you need to go out and explore the river. So you don't have to bring anything with you at all, just yourselves and your sense of adventure, right? And so this piece of river has got all these backwaters, all these islands, and you can go see turtles and blue herons and white egrets and eagles and just paddle around. It's gentle. You're not going to get run over by a speedboat, and you can pull up on any island you want to, pretty much, and camp because it's all public land. And that's thanks to John Latch, this wonderful old grocer from Winona's very distant past, who felt like this should be for everybody. And so Winona has, I think, 11,000 acres or something that Mr. Latch donated to the public domain around us. And it is beautiful, and it is worth a trip down here just to stand here, right here, and look at that beautiful river. It's a little bit cloudy tonight, but man, on a clear day, the river's blue, the barges are bright colors. It's beautiful, you guys. So every week we go wherever you tell us to go. This week we are at Mississippi Sipping at the Minnesota Marine Art Museum. And next week we're going to go somewhere else. Todd, do we know where we're going next week?
I don't know that we
I think we are going to a dairy operation. I don't know if you're a longtime watcher. If you're a longtime watcher, there was a dairy operation several years ago. It was like the Winona County farm that the Winona Chamber of Commerce identified. And so we went out there. It was a milking farm though. And so part of the thing was like I had to try to milk a cow and it was a disaster. Like I'm not a cow milker and I'm not good at it and the cow didn't like me and it just didn't go that well at all. But we're not going to have to do that. But this cow operation has a cheese operation with it, and so they have a counter where they sell all kinds of gelato and cheese curds, and I heard that they have some baby cows, and that'll be fun, right? Babies of any kind are fun usually, except for baby opossums. They're probably not that fun. I don't know. I'm just saying that because I saw an opossum in my yard and I'm thinking it probably must have babies somewhere, so I'm anyway, I digress. So I'm pretty sure next week we're going to go to this, it's called Met's Dairy Farm, and the Met's Dairy whole sales experience in their little shop where they sell the cheese curds and stuff. That'll be fun, right? We have some other stuff planned up for the rest of this month, but also please send us where do you want us to go, because we just put it on a list and then we sit down and we go, where are we going to go? And so we go wherever you ask us to go every week. Facebook Live, Todd Hansen, marketing assistant Cynthia Porter with Visit Winona. Thank you so much for this little walk around. We're going to go finish our little Mississippi sip, and you all have a great night. We'll see you next week.